Welcome back, YCN Sports Talk. Jeremy Stout, Dustin Ribellini, and we have one final segment here. Let's get to some basketball. Celtics, we talked about that, not making any moves on the trade deadline. They looked like they weren't playing great, but then they started playing okay. Now they're going on the road, and a couple tough losses the last two games. Phoenix on Sunday, and then the Clippers on Monday night, I believe it was. And tough. When Clippers, okay, you could see that possibly, but that Suns game, you got to win that.
Yeah, the Celtics right now are not playing very good basketball. I think we talked about this all the last couple weeks when they didn't make a move. They're the third or fourth best team in the East. Sure, they're still the second seed, but they're just not playing well right now. You see Isaiah Thomas, Monday night against the Clippers, kind of making some comments that he didn't agree with Brad Stevens with his moves. The Sunday night game hurt, though. You're up against the Suns by 2 or 3 late. And the defense just gives up 2 wide-open layups. Sure, people look at the turnover by Thomas that led to the game-winning 3 by Tyler Ulis, but it's just that's a disappointing loss because now you look and you say you still have to play the Warriors and the Nuggets. Coming into this road trip of 5 games, Celtics fans are saying 3-2 at worst, maybe 4-1. So you lose the heartbreaker on Sunday. You get up 16 points Monday against the Clippers. And
right,
you just
and then blow that.
Totally implode. I'm a Celtics fan. I love watching when they're playing well, but right now I'm very, very concerned about this team.
Yeah, and I mean, this team can go in a million different directions. And the question I had, and I still have it, is with the injuries now seeming to be piling up for these other teams, the Celtics could have had a chance if they had made a trade. And, and I think we've talked about this, that they kind of just realized, okay, we're not going to beat the Cavs, so we're not going to try. But now Bo gets out, Kyle Lowry's out until the playoffs for Toronto. So it's almost like they gave up too early. Kevin Durant's out in the West, so they could still be in this thing, but I don't know if they'll even get a top 4 seed at this point if they keep losing the way they are.
The way they're playing, I'm not sure, and it's just disappointing defensively.
Right.
I mean, 109 points to Phoenix, I think 116 to the Clippers, 2 teams that are not the Warriors or the Cavs. I just question where this team's psyche is right now.
You got to be better. Okay, if you go to the MVP race, as there's 15, 20 games left in the season, who do you give it to? You mentioned the Cavs. Is LeBron James? Is it Russell Westbrook? Everyone knows what he's doing. Or James Harden, quietly almost averaging a triple-double in Houston?
I've been a Russell Westbrook guy the whole season, but the last 3 games, they've lost to Portland, Dallas, and Phoenix. Those are games you can't lose if you want to get in the playoffs. I think it's going to be James Harden just because Russell Westbrook, the stats are there. He could average a triple-double, which is something we haven't seen since Oscar Robertson. But they're going to be the 7 seed in a watered-down Western Conference after the first couple teams. I go to James Harden because he's been consistent all year, and the Rockets are winning games right now.
And I agree with you. I could give it to LeBron James, the way he's carrying this team at certain points. But I think a lot of people will look at it and say, without James Harden on that team, where do they rank? And he's done so well this season. So, of course, down the stretch, though, as you mentioned, anything can change. In the last 10, 15 games, Russell Westbrook can come on, LeBron James can fall off.
A name to watch, too, is Kawhi Leonard.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
He's playing for San Antonio.
Big game on Monday night as well. So MVP talk and MVP race is wide open as we come down the stretch.
YCN Sports Talk Picks of the Week are brought to you by Salt Hill Pub, with locations in Lebanon, Hanover, Newport, and Newberry. Whether you're in the mood for a quick lunch, a great steak, their signature fish and chips, a fresh salad, or the best burger in town, Salt Hill Pub has you covered. And yes, everything on their lunch and dinner menu is available for takeout.
All right, here we go. And Dustin, as we talked about, Celtics, still 2 more games on their road trip. We'll start off with both those games. They go to the Warriors first. That's going to be a tough task. I know the Warriors are maybe slumping, but...
Yeah, the Warriors aren't playing their best right now, but the Celtics, talk about not playing their best. They're playing awful. Warriors get it back in the right way. Warriors take this one easily.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think the Celtics, it could be a tough end of this road trip, and I think it starts in Golden State. Warriors beat them. Then they go to Denver, a team that they could beat, they could lose to. This was going to be the pivotal game where it was either 3-2, 4-1 maybe. Clearly that's not going to happen now, but can they get it done in Denver?
Yeah, now you're looking like it could be 2-3 or 1-4. They'll come in probably off 3 straight losses, and every time you think the Celtics are out, they do something crazy. I think the Celtics win this game.
All right, I'm going to disagree. I think it's that end of that road trip, and they might be looking forward to home, overlooking this team. I think the Nuggets win, but hopefully not. Going back to Saturday's game, we talked about Albany and UVM. Who you got there in the American East Championship?
We talked about Albany, 2 straight wins in conference title games against UVM at Patrick Gym, but this UVM team's different. UVM rolls on.
Yeah, I agree with you. This UVM team, they could finish undefeated in the conference, and I think they get that, and they get a 12 or 13 seed in the tournament. Penn and Princeton, big one again. Another undefeated team. Princeton, can they finish undefeated, or at least can they win this game?
I think they'll win this game, even though it's at Penn. Just too good to run through the Ivy League undefeated. Princeton keeps it going.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think Princeton gets that done. They roll to the championship, and hopefully for those fans of the tournament, they don't stumble, and we get a surprise champion. We go to the final game, Yale and Harvard. That's the second game on Saturday.
Should be a great game. This is going to be one heck of a game. It's on ESPNU. Both these games are. This should be a good one. Harvard takes it.
All right, and this Yale team, they went to the tournament last year, got an upset win. It's not the same team. It's a little bit of a different team, but I'm going to go with Yale and get the win against Harvard.
And Harvard wins the tournament. They beat Princeton.
All right, so he does have a projection. Harvard going to the big dance. I'm guessing Princeton won't get an at-large.
No, NIT
even though
for
they
Princeton.
lose only one game,
the Ivy
just
League's
not
good.
enough.
It's just not that good.
Right. All right, after this, we are premiering the YCN game of the week, Lebanon versus Pelham, and that's at 8 o'clock right now. Following this, the Division II girls semifinal game. Lebanon undefeated this season, regular season play.
They're playing good.
They're playing really well. And YCN Sports Talk premieres every Wednesday at 7:30 p.m. Thanks for watching.